Now that you learned more about the benefits of the semantic web and the principles of linked data, you may wonder, what are some good ways to build such interlinked information structures that we discussed in the previous lessons? Therefore, a standard has been established, called RDF. With RDF, you can model any form of information, and the only limits would be your imagination. In the following lessons, you will learn everything important about RDF and build your very first RDF graph. When working with any machine-readable data, you usually need a format which defines how these data should be structured. In the semantic web, the most important structure for storing information is defined through RDF, which will be the main topic in the next lessons. Remember the pizza example from the lesson about linked data? You can see nodes and edges that form a graph. But how are you submitting this graph to the computer? Drawing a picture of the graph and submitting it to the computer wouldn't be the best idea. Instead, you store the graph in a text file. And the structure of this text, which a computer should interpret as a graph, is defined by RDF. RDF stands for Resource Description Framework, and as the name indicates, RDF is a framework for describing resources of any kind, for example pizza, tomato sauce, or cheese. It is a standard data model for exchanging information, mainly in the web. However, it could also be used outside of the web. RDF is considered as the building block of the semantic web, and RDF allows the definition of any resources and their relations in the world through RDF graphs. The latest version of RDF is RDF 1.1. However, at the time of recording this course, the new version RDF 1.2 is currently in development. Let's see what the future will bring. RDF 1.1 is just a format for structuring the information. But the syntax of a RDF file can be expressed in various serialization formats like XML or JSON. In our course, we will use Turtle as serialization format for our RDF data. Turtle is the most popular format for RDF files due to its easy comprehensibility for humans. It is based on the format n triples, and there also exists an extension named 3G, which is not used as much as Turtle and therefore won't be discussed any further in this course. If you want to learn more about ontologies, linked data and the semantic web in general, I can highly recommend my Udemy course. There you will not only learn all the basics about RDF, but also about the query language SPARQL, automated inference of new information using reasoning, and developing your own ontology-based apps. You can find the link to the course in the video description.